Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Neller and I'm here to go over the series discount spreadsheet project for Chapter 10 in Business Math. And our goal for this project is to design a spreadsheet that's going to calculate a series discount. And we're going to use two different methods. So the first method we'll use is where you do the 3 different percents off of the original price and then subtract every time you do your percentage of the new amount. And then the other one is where we're going to do the equivalent. So the single discount equivalent, okay? So what we need to do first is we need to open up our Google Sheet, okay? So if you're not familiar with how to do that by now, there's several different ways you could do that. Just make sure you go to Google, make sure you're logged in with your school account, and then the easiest way is just to go to the little waffle or the little dots, the 9 dots, click on that, and then Sheets is right there in the green tab. And if you click on that, then you can click on the little plus to get a new blank spreadsheet. And as the directions said, we're going to title this Chapter 10 Series Discount Project. And then put a little dash and put your name. So where it says Untitled Spreadsheet, just do CH for chapter and then 10 Series Discount Spreadsheet. And do little dashes and then put your name. You can hit enter. Google will automatically save it for you. You can decide if you want to put a star by it or not so that it's easy to find. Okay. All right, so let's look at our situation here. We have a dishwasher that's on sale. It's listed at $480.54. So I'm reading in this little blue box there. And it's going to have a series of discounts, 15%, then 10%, then 5%. So it says here to find the single discount equivalent. So we'll do that in the second part of our activity. But we're also going to find the overall trade discount and then the new invoice price. That's mainly what we're going to set up. So we're going to find the trade discounts for each one. So we'll find the amount when we have 15% off, 10% off, and 5% off. Okay. So the first method we're going to use is where we do each percent individually, and we'll subtract every time. Okay. So we're going to set this up, and I'm going to give it a little bit different title here just so it's easier in our brains. We'll just use discount, savings, and then the price. Okay. Instead of calling it, single discount equivalent, trade discount, invoice price, instead of using the business math vocabulary that sometimes can get a little confusing, we'll use just simpler terms here. So we're going to go to our sheet, okay, and in cell A1 there, you can just click on it and we'll call this discount. The next one will be savings and then price. Okay, and again, you can highlight all of those and you can make them bold. You can change the column width if you want. You can change the font size if you want to make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. Okay. All right, then we're going to type in the information, or at least the price for the given situation. So we're going to do the price first, then we'll do our discounts. When we type in our discounts, we're going to type in the decimals for them, okay? And then we'll do some programming that'll help us do the actual mathematical calculations, like taking the percent of the amount, okay? So let's type in the price of our dishwasher. So in cell C2, right under the price, we're going to type in $480.54. Okay, that was the original price of the dishwasher. Now in A3 and A4 and A5, this is where we're going to put our discounts. Okay, so leave this cell right below the word discount, leave that blank, go down to A3, and the first discount was 15% off, so I'm going to type that in as a decimal, 0.15. And then our next discount, I'm going to list them in the column here, was 10%, so 0.10. And when you hit enter, Google will make it 0.1. That's okay. And then our last one is 5%. So remember that's 0.05. You need the placeholder of that 0 in there before the 5 because the number's less than 10 and we got to move our decimal 2 places. Okay. So there's our our percentage off, our discounts, okay? So next we're gonna do our savings step. We're gonna figure out how much we save with each of these discounts. So we're gonna go to B3, which is our first savings. We're gonna click on the cell, and then we're gonna type equals, because when we do our programming, we always have to type in equals first. That's how Google knows it's a calculation or an algorithm coming up. And then we're going to click on cell C2, which had the price. And then we're going to do the little star for times. And then we'll click on A3, which was our percent. Okay. So I'm going to go to B3, make sure that cell is selected, so the blue rectangles around it. Click equals. And then we're going to click on C2, which was our price. And then we'll do the time, so that's shift and then the little star. And then we will click on A3, which was the discount. So we're taking the price times the percent. So we're finding how much we're going to save. This is 15% of $480.52. So $72.08 is 15% of $480.54. Okay. So now we got to find our new price. We got to subtract that amount that we're saving. Okay. So now we're going to go to cell C3 and we'll type equals. And then we're going to click on C2 again. And then this time we'll subtract our new amount of the savings in B3. And then you can hit enter. So again, type equals and then C2 minus B3. So you can see up in this little f of x box, it tells you the programming that we did. So when you click on B3, it'll tell you what I typed in. And when you click on cell C3, it shows what you typed in, what you programmed in. Okay. So after your 15% off, you're really only paying $408.46 if we round it up. Okay, we won't worry about the decimal places right now. So that was step 12. Okay, now we're going to copy this. So we get to use this awesome little shortcut that Google has where you just have to click on the cell so that blue rectangle with the blue square appears. You click on the blue square and you just drag it down. Okay, so we're going to do this for column B and C. So we're going to go to B3. Okay, make sure you're on B3 because if you go up above, there's nothing there. So go to B3. Make sure that blue rectangle is there. You see the little square in the corner. Click on that and drag it all the way down to B5. Now, nothing's going to show up yet in B5. That's okay. It doesn't mean we did anything wrong. It just means we don't have a number over in our C column to use in our calculations. So we'll fix that right now. Okay. So click on C3 so that blue rectangle appears. Click on the little blue square and drag it down. And once you drag and let go, it automatically fills in the numbers. And there you can see how much you're saving every time. $72, then $40, then $18. So overall, you're paying $349.23. Okay, so that's how much you'd be paying. Now, I had changed all my fonts up above to a little bit bigger size. Let me do that here. You highlight all of them and then select a different font size. It'll make them just a little bit bigger. And I'm going to make that price bold. So that way I know that's my final price. Now, obviously, we would round it. In the previous Google Sheet video, we talked about how Google can program numbers to be rounded automatically. So if you wanted to do that here, you could. I'm not going to worry about that. We can round with our brains. I'm just more focused on the programming in of the discounts and then doing the single discount equivalent as well. So we're going to try this now with a couple other situations, okay? And this goes really fast, but it's just a cool way to show you the single discount equivalent too when we have more examples to look at, okay? And we just are going to copy and paste. So go to cell A1 and you're just going to click on it and you're going to drag over and down until you get to C5. So that whole area that we typed in, just click and drag around the whole thing, highlight it all in a blue rectangle, and then you're going to copy it. There's a couple different ways you can copy. Once you have the blue rectangle highlighted, right click on it and you can select copy. Or you can go up to the edit menu and select copy. Paste is here as well. Or you can just use the keyboard options. You can do Control and C for copy. Then we're going to go to E1. So click on cell E1, and then we're going to paste. And there's the same ways to paste as well. You can right click on the cell and then select paste. Or you could go to the edit menu and select paste. Or if you want to use the shortcuts on the keyboard, you could do Control V. So I copied and pasted everything here, so it looks exactly the same. We're going to do that one more time for I1 as well. So right click and paste. So right now everything's the same, but we're going to put in different situations. Okay, and this is really, really cool because all you have to do now that we have our programming typed in for the savings and the new price, you just have to change the price and Google will automatically change the numbers down below. Or you can change a percent and Google will automatically change all your numbers down below. So it's really, really cool. Okay. And notice that if you click on these cells, these new cells like F3 or G3, and then you look up in the little programming box, Google has automatically changed the names of the cells that are being multiplied together. So here it's taking 15% of 480, but it's using G2 and E3. So it's really, really cool that Google knows that. It changes the name of the cell when you paste stuff over. Okay, so that's really cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set up our next situation. So here's our second situation. We're going to buy something for $6,750. Okay, who knows what it is? Maybe it's like new furniture or something like that. So go to cell G2 and you need to like double click on it. And then you can highlight or you can delete. And then we're just going to type in the new number, 6,750. Okay. Now once you hit enter, the numbers change. Okay. We're still using 15 and 10 and 5%. So we're going to change our percents as well. We're going to change the percents to 20, 12, and 8. So click on E3 and you can just backspace and type in the 20, hit enter, and you see Google changes those numbers. Our next one was 12. So go to E4 and double click. It's already got the 0.1, so we just got to add the 2. So we get 0.12. Hit enter, boom, Google changes the numbers. Our last one needs to be 8%. So click on E5, double click on E5, and then you can backspace and type 8, so it's 0.08. Hit enter, and there's your new price in G5. So if you're buying something that costs $6,750 and you get a series discount of 20, 12, and 8%, you're really going to pay $4,371.84. Very cool. So let's tweak our last one as well. So our third little example here, our third situation. So I'll highlight the part that we're on here. We're going to enter the price of $17,000. That could be whatever you want. Maybe it's a new car, something like that. $17,000. Now we're going to change our discounts to 30, 25, and 9. So we entered the price in K2. So I already changed my price. Now in I, column I know in the directions it looks a little funky, okay? This is I3, I4, I5, not 13, 14, 15, okay? So those are I's. We're going to enter in 30%, 25%, and then 9%. A pretty good percentage off. Okay, so double click on I3. You can backspace a couple times and enter your 30%. And then double click on I4. Backspace it once and you can enter in 25, so you get 0.25. Then hit enter. You can see how the numbers change automatically. We'll click on I5. And this is going to be 9%. So we just got to backspace one time to get rid of the 5 and then do the 9 and hit enter. Okay. So make sure that you're actually programming everything in. Don't just type the numbers that you see on the screen. Make sure you're actually programming everything in appropriately. Okay. Because that's the whole point of this, is to be able to program it so that the numbers are accurate. So that way you're using the Google Sheet like a big calculator. Okay, so there's our 3 situations. There's our 3 series discounts, and our new prices are bolded. That's awesome. So the book also talked about the single discount equivalent. Okay, so we're going to do that now. We're going to use the single discount equivalent, and we're going to verify that you'll be paying the same amount. Okay, so we're going to find the single discount equivalent, and then we'll make sure that using that strategy actually gets us the same amount to pay for our new sale price. So again, when we set this up, we're just going to add like 3 little columns below what we were doing. So we need some new headings, and I'm going to use a little more simplified vocabulary than what the book calls it with all this new verbiage and new terminology. We are going to use the complement. Okay, the complement is a math term. It's when you subtract something from 100, basically. It's 2 numbers that add up to 100 for our percentage purposes here. And then we have the percent that you're going to pay, because when we find the single discount equivalent, there's actually 2 strategies you can take. One is to find the percent that you pay and then multiply that by the amount, the price of the item. Or you could find the percent that you pay, subtract it from 100, then find that percent, and then subtract from your total. So we've talked about that in class, how I think this method is really cool because it's got a cool shortcut. So we're going to use the shortcut here when we're programming, okay? So we're going to find the complement, and then we're going to find the percent that you pay, and then we're just going to do one step, one calculation, one multiplication to find the price that you pay. So we're going to enter those headings in. So leave a line, leave row 6 blank and go down to row 7. So in A7, let's type in complement. And it's with an E, the mathematical complement with an E. When you give someone a compliment, like you say something nice to them, that's with an I. Okay, so just a little tip there on spelling. Next is the percent that you pay, and then the price that you pay. And again, we can just highlight, I don't know, maybe down to row 10, and then we can change the font on that if you want, just to make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to read. Remember, you can adjust your column widths if you need to. I'm going to adjust my price a little bit. And then we can highlight all of those and make them bold. There we go. Adjust my complement column or my discount column, because we're going to copy and paste this over underneath all 3 situations. Right? But we'll fill in the first one and then we'll paste them. Okay, so now we have to find our complements to the discounts that we had before. So to do that, we're going to normally we would subtract from 100%, but we've changed them, our percents, to decimals already. So we had 15% for the what was it, a stove or a dishwasher? It was a dishwasher. For the dishwasher situation, the first discount was 15% off. I already made it into a decimal. I made it 0.15. So if I make 100% into a decimal, that's 1. And then I'm going to subtract the 0.15. So when I program in the complements into the spreadsheet, I'm going to program in where the spreadsheet will just look at these percentages up above and automatically take the complement of them or subtract those decimals from 1. Okay, so that way up above, I could change any of the amounts or any of the percents, and it would automatically change it down below in what we're going to enter next. So we're going to go to cell A8. It's kind of repetitive here, but this is what we're typing in. We're going to do equals 1 minus, and then the cell from up above, A3, A4, A5. So on A8, we're going to click on that cell, type equals, and we'll do 1 minus, and then click on the 15% or the A3, and then hit enter. It gives you 85%. Okay, 100 minus 15 is 85. Yep, okay. Then we're going to do that again for our next complement in A9. So we hit equals 1 minus. This time make sure you click on the 10% or the 0.1, which was an A4, and hit enter. Yep, 100 minus 10 is 90, so 90% is 0.9. Okay. And then our last cell for A10, we'll do equals 1 minus, and then click on A5. That's our 5%. So yep, 100 minus 5 is 95, so there's 95%. There we go, there's our complements. Okay. Now if I changed any of the percentages up above, like if I changed this 15% to, I don't know, 35%, and then hit enter, Google automatically changes it to 65% down below. Okay, so that's kind of cool. We don't want to do that though. We want to leave it 15 and 85% for this example. So hit the back arrow if you did that. Okay. Next, we're going to do the percent that you pay. So this is a little bit more typing. This is a longer algorithm that we have to type in. So we're going to click on cell B8, which is right under the price you pay heading. And then we'll type equals. And then we're going to do our percent times the other percent times the other percent. Okay. All right, so we're going to click on our cells. Okay. So we're going to click on B8. We'll do equals. And then we're going to do A8, which is the 85%. And then you have to do the little star, so shift 8 for times. And then we're going to do A9, and then a little star, and then A10. And then we'll hit equals or enter. So that's the single complement equivalent. That's the first part of that single discount equivalent. Okay. That's where we find all the complements and multiply them together. Now, if we really wanted to find the single discount equivalent, we would have to take the 0.726 and we'd have to subtract that from 1 and then convert it back into a percent. Okay. So technically this isn't the true single discount equivalent, but this is that shortcut where we don't really need to do that. If we're trying to find our sale price, you subtract your percents from 100, multiply them all together. That's the percent you're going to pay. Okay, so if you're getting you only pay 85 and then 90% and then 95%. That's how much you pay. If you calculate all those together, you really are only paying 72% or 73 if you round. Okay, so now the last step then is just to take this new percent, the percent that you pay, times our original price up above, the $480. So we're going to click on cell C8. We'll hit equals. And then we're going to click on C2. That was our price from up above, the $480.54. And then we'll do times, so shift 8. And then the percent that you pay, the 0.72675, which is in cell B8. And hit enter. There you can see your price matches up above, and you can make it bold as well. It matches, yay! Okay. So the way the book wants you to do it is they want you to take this 72%, subtract from 100, then find that percent of the price, the 480, then subtract it from 480. So they want you to do 3 more steps. We don't need to. We can just multiply the percent that we pay and get our new sale price. Okay, so now we're going to verify our answers in our other situations. So we're almost done here. Now this part goes really fast and it's really cool, okay? We're going to highlight what we did for the complement and the percent you pay and the price you pay. And then we're going to paste it underneath the work that we did for the other two situations. And once we click paste, Google is going to automatically fill and adjust for every situation. Okay, so it's going to go really fast here. It's really cool. So we're going to click on cell A7 and we're going to drag down to C10. Okay, so I know some of the cells are empty. That's okay. We need all of the part of the column in A from 7 to 10. So we need all of those. So I know the stuff under B and C8 is empty, but that's okay. So we're going to copy this. So again, you can right click and just do copy, or you can go to the edit menu and do copy, or you can do Control C. And then we're going to go to E7 and we're going to paste. Okay, so you can do Control V on the keyboard if you want. So it's going to go fast and it's going to verify the price that we have up above. So as soon as I hit Control V, boom, there it is. It shows up and it verifies it. Okay, so it automatically calculates the complements and the percent you pay and the price you pay in just 2 little clicks, Control and V, or right click paste. 2 little clicks and it does all those calculations for you. It's awesome. Let's do it one more time. We already copied before, so we don't need to copy again. We just need to paste. So we're going to go to I7 and I'm going to do Control V, or you can do right click and then paste, or you can do the edit menu and then paste. Boom, there it is. It automatically calculates everything super fast, lightning fast. Technology is awesome when it works, right? Okay. So once you have that all entered and everything's all verified and all your numbers match, your spreadsheet should look similar to mine. Okay. Make sure you have it saved. I mean, the spreadsheet automatically saves it in Google, but when you get ready to submit this in Canvas, make sure you select your Google Sheet from your Google Drive. Okay. Don't upload my directions. Make sure you upload your work and your project. Okay. And we'll go over this in class as well. But as always, if you have any questions about anything, let me know.